So you might be thinking, well, this sounds like a very clickbaity title. Well, it is a clickbait title, but it's not actually a clickbait topic because I am deleting a ton of videos off my channel. And some of you are probably wondering why. And there's also some questions I've been getting around my 2-channel strategy. So in this video, I just want to have a conversation with you. I'm on a hike. I like to have conversations when I'm out hiking, and I think it's a great topic to chat about, especially for those of you who might be a little lost on what to do on YouTube. And just to give you an understanding of, how the whole thing works from someone who's been making videos for a long time. If we haven't met before, I've been making videos since 2016, and I started this channel very differently than what my content currently is. When I first started this channel, I was doing travel vlogs. I started out just kind of vlogs around Santa Monica, but turned into vlogs from Thailand, Vietnam. I went to Belize, Costa Rica, Ecuador, had a bunch of different styles of content. And I started to figure out what worked on YouTube, and I started to grow my channel. And then a few years ago, it switched over to more filmmaking and education, which is what the channel is now. It's filmmaking education. So one of the big aspects of building a channel is just understanding how YouTube works. And just in the broad sense, if you're making a channel, you want to make sure that it's focused. And if you're creating a variety of content, well, your channel will serve a variety of people. So if I'm making a video about mountain climbing, which is one of the things I like doing, but then I go and make a video about drones, well, those are 2 competing audiences. And the people who watch the drone content probably don't have any interest in the mountain climbing expedition video that I did. And then if I add on that a travel vlog going to Mexico, well, now those are kind of 3 different things. There could be overlap, but in the grand scheme of things, it's kind of a just mess when you look at the channel as a whole. So as a creator, this is something I'm constantly thinking about. How can I position my channel in a way that it feels more like a show and people know what to expect when they come to this channel? There's going to be different topics. There is going to be a variety, but it's not going to be so crazy where it's all over the place and one video is about mountains and then the next one's about drones. There has to be this overall structure where it feels like this is one show or this is one kind of content. So as I've been looking through the data behind my channel and basically everything that's going on, and then also just thinking in broad terms, like what do I want to do as a creator? That's where this split has started to happen. And the videos that I want to make don't fit on one channel. I don't just want to make educational videos around filmmaking and drones and all of that. Now I enjoy making these videos, but that's not the only thing that I want to do. I do have these aspirations to tell stories because I enjoy making videos with a story and a purpose and something different than just teaching about filmmaking. And so I've tried to do some of these videos here on this channel. I've done some of my overlanding videos that have a much bigger story. I've tried mountain climbing videos. I've tried some other videos randomly in the past. And yeah, they'll get some views, but overall, they don't necessarily fit this audience. Now, some of you out there will enjoy those videos, and I know who a lot of you are. I see you guys in the comments, but there are people who are just passing by who watch, say, a drone video, and then they're being served up like this overlanding video from Utah, and they're like, what is this? I don't want to watch this. I want another drone video. And so when that happens, it gives YouTube the wrong signal. And so the things that you have to worry about are not necessarily views and subscribers, but you want to think about your impressions, because every time your video is served up in front of someone, whether they click it or not, that's called an impression. And the more views that you get on your channel, the more impressions you'll get. Usually it's like exponentially bigger. I've heard some different metrics out there, but it's usually a lot more impressions for views. Now, the issue comes in if you have competing topics on your channel, like you have all these different topics, well, you're gonna start getting impressions from different audiences. So I have a video on my channel, 10 things to do in Mazatlan. It's a place I went with my wife a while back. It was a cool experience. We did some cool things. We made a video, top 10 video, and it performed pretty well. It's gotten a decent amount of views. Now, I've recently got some comments on that one video, and that makes me realize that my older videos are still getting served up to different audiences. Now, the people that are watching that Mazatlan video don't necessarily care about any of this content that I've been producing recently, within the last few years. So if that person watches one of my videos, and then now they're being served up more of my videos in their homepage, well, it's gonna tell YouTube the wrong signal when they don't click on those videos. It's gonna have a negative impact on my channel. And even worse, if YouTube starts building a profile around the people that are watching that Mazatlan video and then serving up more of my videos to that audience, well, those people probably don't wanna watch my other content. And so I'm fracturing my impressions, and people are seeing my content who have different interests, rather than being the filmmaking crowd and the creators who wanna watch these kind of videos and the videos that I produce on a more regular basis. Now, YouTube gives us some tools to be able to see how these affect our channel. Now, one of the things that I do is I go in the back of my analytics, I go into the See More tab, and you can pull up some more in-depth analytics for your channel. And when you're in here, you can compare groups. You can make groupings of videos. So recently what I've done is I've made a group that is all of the videos that don't fit my channel, or I don't think fit my channel. And it's something like 250 videos. I made a lot of content before I started to figure out my direction for this specific channel. And so when I compare the data from those videos versus the other ones, they're still bringing in some subscribers. They're also bringing in a ton of impressions. Now, when you look at the channel as a whole, it's a fraction of the total impressions and total views and total subscribers that I get every month, but it's enough that it does make some sort of an impact. And those impressions and views and subscribers could be coming from people who might actually want to watch my content, which would mean that the subscribers would be then higher on those impressions, and the views and the watch time and everything else would be much higher. Now, not everything is about metrics, but this is why if you want to do YouTube, you need to have kind of a data-driven mindset, and you need to be looking at your data and seeing how things affect your channel. And so looking at this big picture, I'm not going to make that kind of vlog again. This channel is not going back to a travel vlog. I don't really have any interest in that, so why should I keep a video on my channel that is 20 things to do in Thailand, or my experience exploring Ecuador and going river rafting? Like, that doesn't fit what I'm doing on this channel anymore. And when looking at the big picture and taking a step back, it makes me realize that I just need to remove all of these videos off of my channel. I need to delete them. Now, I'm not gonna actually delete them because they are snapshots in time, and I do wanna preserve it. So they are gonna probably just become privated so that I can always keep the memories and what I was doing on this channel before it became what it is. So now that brings us to my two-channel strategy. You might be wondering, well, what's happening with the second channel? Well, that channel, I'm approaching it like I would have approached this channel had I started right now. And I guess I am starting again because I have a second channel, but I'm approaching this channel as if it's a single show, and it's one concept. Now, it doesn't mean I'm gonna do one topic. It means I'm just gonna go around specific style of videos, and I'm going after a different audience than this channel. This is for my creator friends. This is for those of you who wanna make videos, who wanna get better at your craft, who are self-producing, who are making videos here on YouTube. That is my audience here, and I don't wanna leave this audience. I love what we've built here, and this is an awesome channel, and this is an awesome community. And I can't wait to see everyone at NAB this year, because we're finally all gonna be able to get together again. But I don't only just wanna make videos that are tutorials, that are reviews. I wanna actually use the things that I talk about, use the techniques, put it into practice. And I've done this in different ways on this channel, and I'm basically just taking those videos and moving them somewhere else and having a completely different approach. I want to dig into some topics that are around adventure, history, science, technology, but going more into a broad sense of just things that are going on in the world, or places that we want to go explore, and just unique things. And so those videos are going to be all around story. There's not going to be anything about tutorials. There's not going to be anything teaching in that way. There's not going to be any reviews. This channel, I grew from search-based traffic, and then it turns into suggested and browse and all of that. That channel is a completely different strategy. I'm going after just interesting videos that get picked up by the algorithm based on somebody watching for a period of time, and YouTube then serving that up to more people. So if you do just want to watch some interesting stories, well, check that channel out. I'm going to put a link down below in the description. I have a few videos already on that channel, and I think they're pretty interesting. They're completely different, and they wouldn't fit here, and that's the whole thing. If I was to make the video about the singing dunes and put it here on this channel, yeah, it would get a few views, but it also might bring in a different audience that doesn't want to watch the rest of my content. And that's the whole thing. I want to treat my channels as if they're a show, and I want to make sure that I'm making videos that the audience wants to watch and not giving them a variety of all these different topics and make it harder for me to grow this as a business. If you're a creator, you want to make sure that you're having that business mindset if you do want to build a business here on the platform. And then the last big thing just about being in this filmmaking niche, it's tough to come up with unique concepts that have stories around it when you're in this world of like the tutorials and all of that. There's some videos that I've done on this channel that are great. They have stories, they perform pretty well, but it is harder to find those kind of stories. Whereas starting another channel that has a different topic altogether just frees me up creatively to kind of do a lot of stuff that I've always wanted to do. I don't really have to focus so much on trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, which a lot of times that's what it feels like when you're trying to come up with creative stories for an audience that doesn't necessarily want these stories on this channel. And so if I wanted to go do a video about a plane crash out in the mountains, well, trying to find a way to fit that into the filmmaking community, I would have to do something like, you know, trying to get the most epic drone shot of this out in the mountains and like coming up with a story around trying to use that drone and this and that. And then it becomes like pretty convoluted and it's not as enticing. It just feels like I'm trying to force something. Whereas if I could just make a story about this and not focus so much on the techniques, well, it kind of changes the way I approach these videos and it gives me a completely different feeling and it becomes more exciting and more interesting creatively. Not to say that the other video wouldn't be good too, but it's just a different way of approaching. And I've seen a lot of creators trying to force these stories out and they're trying to make something that fits the niche, but it doesn't quite work out. And it's a lot of times it's forcing something into the camera and filmmaking space, when a lot of times people just want to see what's going on with the newest drone, or they want to see a cool technique that they can use in their own videos. So between all of those reasons, that is why I'm deleting a lot of videos off this channel, and I'm also splitting this into 2 channels. And next, you should watch this video right here, which goes through how I made a video for my second channel, and I go through all the filming techniques that I use to craft a story, and I do it all with a little action too. Pretty cool to be able to make a story and only use an action camera to film everything. Go watch that video.